kids, Sister Liz here. We're going to read about Ruth and Naomi, and you can find this story in the Old Testament. Adventure Bible, Ruth and Naomi. Naomi grew up in Israel. She was happy there, but for a long time there was no rain. Nothing could grow. Naomi had a husband and 2 sons. They were hungry and thirsty. Naomi and her family had to move far away to Moab. One day, something bad happened. Naomi's husband died. Later, her sons died too. Naomi was very sad. Her family was all gone, and she was far away from Israel. Oh no. Naomi decided to go to Israel. Her sons' wives wanted to go too. Their names were Orpah and Ruth. Orpah and Ruth loved Naomi, but Naomi shook her head. She said, "Go back. Do not come with me. Stay here with your families." Orpah and Ruth cried. They did not want to leave Naomi. Finally, Orpah said goodbye. But Ruth said, "I will go with you. Where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people. Your God will be my God." That's nice. Naomi loved Ruth. She let Ruth come. Naomi and Ruth walked to Israel. It was a long walk. When they arrived, the people said, "Naomi is back." She was happy to be home. Ruth and Naomi were very poor, but Ruth worked hard to find food. She wanted to take care of Naomi. Every day, Ruth went out into the fields. She picked up the grain that was left behind. It was hard work. A man named Boaz owned the field. Boaz saw Ruth picking up the grain. Boaz asked, "Who is that?" A worker said, "She is from far away. She came here with Naomi and she works very hard." Boaz was impressed by Ruth. He told her, "You can take as much grain as you want from my fields. I will keep you safe." Ruth asked, "Why are you so kind to me?" Boaz said, "I have heard of all you have done for Naomi. You are a good woman." That evening, Ruth brought home lots of grain. Naomi was very happy. She asked, "Who helped you with all of this?" Ruth said, "A man named Boaz." Naomi smiled. She said, "Boaz, he is my relative. He is a good man. You will be safe in his fields." Naomi told Ruth, "Keep working in Boaz's fields." So Ruth worked in his fields until the harvest was finished. Boaz watched Ruth work. He saw how kind she was to Naomi. Before long, Boaz fell in love with Ruth. One day, Naomi said to Ruth, "You are still young. You should get married again. Then you can have children. You should marry Boaz." So Ruth went to Boaz. He was working in the barn. Boaz saw her and loved her. He said, "I want to marry you." So Boaz and Ruth got married. Ruth was very happy. She had a husband again, and he was a very kind man. Naomi was happy too. She knew that Ruth and Boaz would take care of her. She was so thankful she jumped in the air. Later, Ruth and Boaz had a baby boy. They named him Obed. Naomi was his grandmother. What a beautiful family! Ruth and Naomi thanked God. They had had a hard life, but God had blessed them with a brand new family. A long time later, baby Obed grew up. He had a son named Jesse, and then Jesse had a son named David. David became a king. And a long, long time later, one of David's relatives had a baby. This baby was Jesus. So God blessed Ruth. She became a very great grandma to the Savior of the world. What a great story. That's one of my favorites. I hope you enjoyed it. See you soon.